y'all rappers do all that capping in your caption. You the captain of capping. I'ma start saying, oh, yeah, captain graduated from Cap University with that capping gone. Happy Earth Day, your birthday spent to the ground. Hey, pass me the ball, I'm finna jump in. A 2-2-3, I snuck the brownie in the function. For safety, of course, so you ain't know about my run-ins. Tag team matches, so you ain't know what to jump in. Stop playing. Shotty drop it like it's a hot pen. Locked in. Great posture, so I do not bend. Don't speak. Let the Cuban link do the whole speech.
We are here. We are here. We are here. Wow. No Danny clap today. So we're just going to jump right into it. Is that what we're doing? We're going to jump right into it. That's what we're going to do. So we are here. We are here. We're here. We get another beautiful episode of the one and only. That's right. The number one podcast on planet Earth. Thank you for tuning in. We love you dearly. We love you dearly. We love you dearly. We are here. As y'all know, at Unselfish Behavior Podcast, we are on season 3. We're doing our thing right now. We are rocking and rolling and we flowing stronger than ever. I'll tell you this right now. I always say this for every single episode, and I truly mean it. I take a lot of pride in sitting across from people that I can learn from, sitting across from people that I view as legends, sitting across from people to where their stories need to be told and highlighted in a way that's formidable and respectable. We are sitting here with an absolute divine king, a God right now. Can I just say that right now? Can I just say that right now? Can I just give my brother that right now? It's not a problem. Here, you must know this. This brother here is a returning guest on Unselfish Behavior Podcast. He was here on season 1 from the beginning when we first started, when we had no followers, when we was just boots off the ground doing our thing. And you know, I had to bring my brother back because you have to understand this man is on a mission, not just for himself, but for fathers worldwide, leaders worldwide, athletes worldwide, men worldwide. This brother right here is a powerful force to be reckoned with, and I say that in the most humblest and the most respectable ways possible. My dear brother, the one and only, the man, the myth, and the legend, James the Beast Wilson is in the building. We must know that. We must know that. Can we get some noise from my brother? Can we get some noise from my brother real quick? Unselfish. Can we get some noise from my brother? Unselfish. You know, we are in the building. We're in the building. How's my brother doing? It's been quite some time.
It's been a minute, man.
It's been quite some time.
It's good to be back,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Good to see my brother, man.
Absolutely,
You
man.
know?
And you know, we go way back like 4 flats. You do know that.
Man,
absolutely. You do know that.
100%.
You do know that. And for those people out there that don't know, I've been knowing James since I was in elementary school. Mm-hmm. James has been a part of my family unit. James knows my mother and my siblings. He has always been a very consistent voice and force and model for me in my life. I genuinely view you as a big brother, somebody who I learned from in every single aspect of life. I truly, truly mean that. And I'm so honored that you've returned, my dear brother. But before we get into any dialogue, I always like to open the floor, as you know. Mm-hmm. Open the floor for those people out there that don't know who you are. Yes. Just take this second real quick to just let the people know who you are, what you do, and what you stand for.
James the Beast Wilson. Shit. I mean, I do a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Professional athlete, professional MMA fighter, professional kickboxer, professional Muay Thai fighter, and currently professional heavyweight boxer. You know, prior to that, I was on the field. You know what I mean? Played ball all through high school, through college, and had the opportunity to play with the Chicago Bears, man, and decided that I wanted to do something different in life and went from the field to the cage. You know what I mean? You know, it's just crazy how life will take you from one thing to the next. So you don't even really know the direction where guys take you, man, but everything is purposeful. Everything has a purpose, and it's to lead to the next door, man. So, you know, but outside the great athletics and everything, man, I would say what I'm most proud of is being a father. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that, especially as black men growing up in the inner city, growing up in South LA, unfortunately, a lot of us lack that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm very big and proud to say, you know, I'm a father of 3 monstrous boys.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
3 beasts, 3 young beasts.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Look, obviously we're going to get into the boys, man, because that's such a big part of the brand that you've built. But I do want to take the opportunity to do something that I didn't do in our first interview, which is really unpack the early journey for James Wilson, right? And the reason I say James Wilson is because I think a lot of times people get caught up into our personas and our images as leaders, as influencers, all these different terminologies that they have online. Right. But there's a person under that, right? There's a boy under that. There's a human under that. Right. I want to take it back to your childhood. I want to give the people the opportunity to really get to know who James Wilson is. Can you talk to me a little bit about what your childhood was like? Let's say starting from the age of 5 years old. What was your childhood household scenario like growing up in LA?
Yeah, I mean, man, that's cool. That's a whole movie right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I grew up in a single parent home. Just my mom, my 3 sisters, and my older brother. You know, it was a struggle. You know, we come from the house of food stamps. You know, the struggle and going in the fridge, and you up here just making shit with flour and water. You know what I'm saying? It came from those type of situations where, you know, said you'd be happy not to be at home. You didn't want to be at home because, you know, you wasn't coming back to nothing that was, you know, loving, I guess, to say. You know what I mean? And shout out to my mom. You know, she did the best she can, but I think, you know, not having a father in the house, you know, it really took its toll. You know what I mean? It's only so much a mother can do, especially when you got boys. You know what I mean? They need their dads. But, I mean, I come from a situation where, you know, you had to do what you had to do to survive. You know what I mean? Instability, you know, I would do whatever it needed to be done. You know what I mean? It was a good chunk of my childhood where we was homeless. So I'm sleeping on park benches, sleeping in cars. You know, when the food stamps ran out, when the money ran out, we'd be out of a motel, then sleeping on the bench, sleeping in the car, and I'm going from sleeping on a park bench to waking up and then going to school. I'm going to LA High at the time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And nobody knew that. I wake up real early, go to the park, try to get in the bathroom, do a little fake ass shower. You know what I mean? And try to make it seem normal. It wasn't nothing normal about it. You know what I mean? And that was it, man. You know, it was survival mode.
I want to ask, where was father at during this transition?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, but so have you ever met your father?
I never met my father.
You never met your father. What would you say as a young boy? And this is powerful. This is really, really powerful because you have 3 young boys, and this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because I knew that there was something under how passionately you raise your boys. Right. There's something under that, and I want to learn more about that. But what types of mental effects or emotional effects do you think that you kind of had to go through at an early age by not having a father? What types of things do you feel like you mentally went through and emotionally went through when you were young?
I think the biggest thing, man, is just that you got to figure shit out on your own. You know what I mean? It wasn't let me go ask Pop for advice. Let me go see what I should do about this situation. Whether it was, you know, sex, a girl, the streets, you know, growing up in LA, what comes with that, the direction of, you know what I mean, school, athletics, anything, you know what I mean? So what's the alternative? The streets gonna teach you, you know what I mean? That's the alternative. So I think because of that, I'm so on my boys. So my whole thing is y'all never have to go through what I go through. However, you ain't gonna be foreign to adversity, you know what I mean? Cause that's all it was, you know. Now, granted, no kid at that age should have to go through that, but that shit that's out of our control, you know. So now it's just how do you adjust? How do you adapt to your situation? You know what I mean? So I think that's really why I'm really pressed about boys and instilling certain characteristics and mindsets with them, because especially in the time we live in now, man, it's a lot of weak-minded individuals, especially amongst the youth. So with that being said, like, ain't nothing that's gonna be able to stop y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all done been through the ringer with the person who love y'all the most. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's nothing that nobody or no situation could do that could really bring you down or make you think less of yourself, or that you ain't quite got it. No, you got it. Not just on you to bring that motherfucker out. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Absolutely, man. That's powerful. I'm also thinking now to myself, like, you know, with Pops not being there, and how old were you when you got into athletics? What was the first sport that you played?
I always played sports.
Okay.
Like, you know, street. We that's how it was growing up.
Right.
We were in the middle of the street.
You playing ball. Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
So.
But I would say more like organized sports, right? Joining a team.
Right.
What was the youngest?
And actually, basketball was first. And I was around 11 years old. It's funny because I excel so much in football, but basketball was actually first.
Got you. It's
Yeah.
usually like that. Reminds me of Allen Iverson's story. He started off playing football.
Yeah.
But okay, beautiful. So you started around 11 years old playing basketball.
Yeah.
Why didn't you stick with basketball, or just kind of the passion for football kind of took over at some point?
You know, I loved basketball. But you know why I stopped playing?
What was that?
I got locked up.
What age?
This was at 14.
Wow.
So I got locked up, and I was in juvenile hall for a while. And when I finally got out of juvenile hall, I got sent to a placement, a probation youth home. So once I got there, that's when kind of football happened. That was sort of my way out. You know what I mean? I just got out the halls. I was facing some time if I violated, like some major time. So it was like, okay, you got this opportunity. Because the alternative was, okay, you could go back out. You're going to be the same situation. You're going to be homeless. You're going to be this. You're going to be that. And you're going to be doing what the fuck you got to do to survive. You know what I mean? If anybody from the streets, from the hood know what I'm saying. Okay? So, yeah, I went there and football just kind of fell in my lap. Like, you know what? Let me do this, man. Because this anger got to go somewhere. Because if it ain't going to somebody on the field, it's gonna go against the staff that's in the house. It's gonna go against the other boys in the house. Man, we in a house with 16 other boys, man, and there's people from all different hoods, all different races, so all different personalities. So how do you adapt? How do you adjust? What is your outlet? And that's how football kind of took over.
Wow, that's powerful. Now I'm thinking to myself, wow, 14 years old. I remember when I was 14 years old. What was that first experience like, stepping in on a camp or like a youth correctional facility at 14 years old, being so young? I think that's like 7th, 8th grade. Like, what was that experience like? Was it fear? Was it like, I don't give a fuck? Like, what was the mindset there, stepping in the halls at such a young age?
To be honest, man, we grew up different, so it wasn't like shell shock. So you're like, this is what it is. And unfortunately, a lot of the homies who we grew up with was already there.
They in there.
So it was like, of course, you don't want to be locked. Nobody wants to be locked up. Okay, first of all, it's boring as shit. Okay,
right.
But
there's nothing to do.
Right, but at the same time, you know what? Part of that was gratitude. You know why? Bro, I wasn't eating. If I was on the house, I ain't had no food. I had to go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got 3 meals a day now. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Being locked up. Like, just certain shit I took away from being in that situation to try to look at it at the positive, you know? Like, there's a good I tell you like this. There's a good chance if I didn't get locked up at that particular time, that's the last time as a youth I got locked up, there's a chance I wouldn't even be here right now sitting with you, you know? So I think, everything happens for a reason, and I'm grateful. Absolutely. You know, for shit that motherfuckers may think was a negative or, nah, you don't look at it like that. Yeah. Think about the alternative.
That's right.
I mean?
That's right.
So,
that's right. Could have been a lot worse.
Right.
Do you believe in therapy?
I'm not opposed to it.
Has it been something that you've ever experienced?
I've tried it. I definitely think what matters is you getting the right person.
That's big.
Yeah,
that's really big.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. But I'm a believer in you should have somebody to talk to. You know what I mean? I'm not opposed to that, right. Especially as black men, man, because we got so much pressure.
Come on,
right?
I hear it. Yeah,
from every avenue.
Absolutely,
in the world, we got so much pressure on us, and no matter what's going on, you shut up and smile and take it. That's what it is. You a man. You black, you strong, you ain't no crying, ain't no bitching. Suck that shit the fuck up and keep on going. But the reality is, man, that shit weigh down on you. Yeah. You know, and now we wear it well. Yeah. I mean, cause and that's from generational shit, even back to slavery. You had to wear it well. You had to take it. You had to put on that smile and keep fucking going. Right. You know? But we definitely need to have an outlet. You know what I mean? Definitely. Otherwise, that shit spills over and comes out in the wrong form.
Absolutely. You know, and I hear your story, and I remember, just being young and dealing with a lot of emotional anger, right, from shit that I was going through at my house. But, you said just a few times how angry you were when you were young, how angry you were. Do you feel like you still deal with kind of a lot of the childhood shit now as an adult? And that's why I asked about therapy. Like, do you still deal with a lot of that anger and resentment? I don't know if that was towards your father. I don't know if that was just like towards the circumstances you were going through. If you can just kind of speak to how have you kind of worked through the anger issues, the anger the angry young boy that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how have you kind of worked through that?
You know, for me, I'm very big on control, emotional control, especially as black men, because people look at us, they expect us to react, to act a certain way. I think over the years, I just began to just be more in control of myself. Because, I mean, it makes no sense. There's no point for me to walk around mad at the world. What happened has happened. What's done is done. You know what I mean? At times, it's like, moms, if you'd have done X, Y, Z, maybe this wouldn't happen. Maybe certain situations, especially me now being a parent. Right. Like, I could never see my kids in the situation that I was in. Right. So there's times where I look at like, man, what the fuck was y'all doing? Like, right. But you know, different times. Right. And everybody got their own struggle, and people deal with their shit differently. Absolutely. But I really try not to place blame on anybody, you know, and just take it for what it is, pretty much.
Absolutely. I want to ask you a question, man. I told you this off camera. You remind me a lot of my pops, just because I grew up in an era to where black men were praised for being masculine. Right. I grew up with a dad who was constantly lifting weights and just carried that bravado. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I want to ask you, you mentioned earlier that we live in kind of more of a soft era, absolutely, right? To where people are mentally soft, which I can't agree with anymore. Like, I completely agree with that. Extremely soft in every aspect, every category. Do you find it challenging to raise boys in a world that has now become so soft when we are used to living in a world as boys that was so hard? Right. Do you find that to be like a challenge?
It's correct. Well, I'm not going to say a challenge because I don't give a fuck what anybody else is doing. I just want to make that clear. Okay. So
I understand that. I like it. Yeah,
I get what my brother is saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But personally,
yes, sir, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck what nobody else got going on. Okay, you don't like it, you can turn the channel. Okay. But
yes, I am. Yes, I am. That's how it should be.
But like for real, like it's definitely times has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm not a follower of the fads and the trends. Right. And I'm not going to be on the toxic masculinity.
Come on.
You know, it's toxic because you want dudes walking around being watered down, being soft now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. We're not doing that. A man is going to be a man. A boy is going to be a boy. And I'm going to raise my boys to be strong men. Soft ass young boys become soft ass men.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, what's being instilled in them is to be strong, be confident in yourself. Don't take no shit from nobody, but always be respectful. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Always show love. Absolutely. It's a very strong characteristic to be dangerous but loving. To know I can fuck you up, but I'm gonna just smile and give you a pass. I'm gonna just show you love. And again, that goes back to the control.
Yeah.
But that comes from parents or mentors instilling that into the younger people at an early age.
Absolutely.
You know, and breaking that bullshit early, you know. So any youngsters out there who think they're weird because they're too tough or no, you good. You all right. You know? Yeah, we're not conforming to the new age bullshit.
Absolutely. What's your mindset on this see, and we grew up in similar eras. I would say you grew up more 80s baby, right?
80s baby,
90s baby, early 90s, to where crying was viewed as weak, right? And I want to ask you, with just having young boys, how do you deal with that dynamic of like, okay, if we're going through a training session, or if you know, whatever it is, right? That you putting the boys through a training session, a weightlifting session, whatever the case may be. I'm sure you've had cases to where they breaking down crying like, I can't do no more, or whatever the case may be. What's that like in regards to, is there a balance in that of like, okay, you do have space to cry, but you about to get your ass up and finish this workout. It's still your motherfucking set. Hello. Or is it like what's your perspective on that?
There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with crying. However, you better have a reason for crying. Now, have my kids cried during training before? Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about you. Just first of all, you gotta know your kids, whether you're a coach or a parent. We know what the fuck we doing. We know what you have more than you know.
Absolutely, 100%.
So, even as adults, when we pushing you, and them tears start to come out and all that, I can't. No, we're doing that because we're breaking a barrier. You have a barrier. You think that's your limit. So all them crying, them tears and shit, because you think you gave all you can, but there's always a little bit more. And then, damn, all of a sudden, damn, I'm still going. I'm crying, but I'm still going. I'm crying, and then when it's over, it's like, oh shit, I did it. I made it. So what was I crying for? Nah, it's a false. That's just a false perception. No, you're not in pain. You're tired.
You're tired. Yeah,
but you're pushing through. You're persevering. That's what that is. You know. So, crying. It's okay to cry. I like when motherfuckers start crying.
Same here.
You letting that. As a kid, I'm not gonna say you letting that bitch out.
Yeah,
but you know.
I understand.
You letting the soft shit out.
You
letting the soft shit out. You know. You know. So.
And there's another version of you're saying underneath.
Oh, absolutely.
The crying that if you allow to work through. That was a video actually. I thought about you when I saw this video. You probably saw this video. It was a video of Dwight Howard and his son. And his son was on a fucking bike.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
And it literally, first and only probably person I thought about when I saw the video because I understood as a father what Dwight Howard was doing.
Right.
But the world is like,
oh, I seen that. Yeah.
You are so. Why is he so hard on him? Why is he pushing him? He's saying stop. He doesn't want to do it no more. His son is like riding his fucking machine bike, and he's like, "Oh my god, I don't want to do it anymore." And Dwight is like, "No, keep going, keep going." Like I think that we really need to understand where the world is. Okay, we need to truly take a step back from our egos and realize what the world has become. It's not just become soft. It's not just become censored to where you can't even share a perspective. I can't even tell you how I feel. I can't even have a difference of opinion than you without me being crucified. Like, damn, just because I'm not with the agenda of promoting, for example, LGBT shit to kids, all of a sudden I'm homophobic. Nigga, no, I just don't agree with that happening in my household with my children and my family. Right. But it's just, this world has really become, and it's becoming worse. That's my fear. It's really becoming worse. So great segue, because we spoke about this earlier, but this agenda, I just talked to my brother about this in Vegas. Our children are at war right now. Our children are at war right now. And it's going to take people like me. It's going to take people like James and other people that have enough balls to say this on camera without pussyfooting around these topics, because that's the problem. It's the part of the problem is nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to bring it. No, it's a problem.
Because you're going to get canceled.
You're going to get canceled.
You're going to get canceled.
Who gives a fuck?
Shut up.
Who gives a fuck? And again, my mindset is like, I'm ordained to speak on any topic that comes to my mind, heart, body, mind, and soul from God, from Yahweh. Like, I don't answer to nobody but my creator. So it's like, this needs to be discussed, and I'm extremely passionate about it. What is with our kids being at war, and when I say our children are at war, I mean that there is a clear cut, very obvious attack happening on our children's consciousness in regards to showing them, teaching them, implementing these things that are saying, oh, you can choose your gender. You can choose your gender. You don't have to be that. You don't have to. No, you can be a girl if you want. You can be a boy if you want. You can. No. That's all this shit that's going on, right? With the community. We know what community I'm talking about. I feel like we're seeing it in cartoons. We're seeing it in movies. We're seeing it in ads. We're seeing it on commercials. We're seeing it everywhere. When we were young, bro, the shit was taboo. You never seen it. Nope. This is not now it's mainstream. Right. What is your thoughts on the aspect of our children, our black boys, our black girls being under attack from a community that is in reality promoting. You understand? Like they're promoting the aspect of like, and a lot of these individuals will call themselves pro-life. You can't be pro-life and promote that agenda. You just can't, because you can't make a baby with the same sex. Right. So that makes no sense. That's off the board. What's your mindset with this dynamic of like a lot of gay stuff, a lot of transgender stuff being promoted to our children? How do you have these conversations with your boys? That's a better question. Are they aware of this?
I mean, they're aware because they see kids even as low as in elementary school who's already, you know what I mean? I personally don't. I will have little conversations about it. I try not to speak too much about it because
of course.
You're a kid. What the fuck you even need to know about this for? Yeah. Like, this should be the furthest thing from your mind.
Bro, we never spoke about this shit.
You're 10, 11, 12 years old. Like, what? I shouldn't have to talk to you about this. Yeah. You shouldn't even, But, listen, what people do in their household, you do what you do. You ain't got to put it in everybody's face, Like, I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm not saying you're going to hell. I'm not saying anything. You do what you do. But when you try to force your shit on everybody else, especially kids, then it becomes a problem. Like, there's no reason why these schools should be having seminars with drag shows.
Hello?
Why do we have a man in a fucking bikini?
What are we doing?
Dancing, parading around libraries with little kids 5, 6, 7 years old. Mm-hmm. Why? Because y'all wanted to put this on their mind early. Mm-hmm. Because this is the shit that the higher ups are into, a lot of them. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Like, for whatever reason, are you telling me an 8-year-old could decide that, you know what? Today, I want to be a girl. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, I want to be a fireman. Mm-hmm. But today, I think I want to be a girl. I really want to be a girl. Like, I'll cut my dick off.
Right. Yeah, cut my whole dick off. How? 8 years old.
How? But next week, I might want to be a policeman. Yeah. A firefighter. Yeah. Like, they don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Like, don't tell me that nonsense. Yeah. They saying that because that's what you're projecting onto them. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not worried about my kids.
Hello. Definitely
the
not.
foundation has been set. Like, the foundation been set. Yeah. My kid my youngest one, because he don't care. That's the wild child. So only the youngest ones don't give a fuck. Yeah. They got a kid at school walking around with a tutu, like dress.
Oh, I work in the school district. I've seen many of them. Yeah. In elementary school. Right. Very, 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 very scary stuff.
But he's like, why you in the dress, bro? Yeah. Now he got to get talked to by the principal. Why he asking the question? He asking
curious, a real question. A child. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You a boy. Why you got a dress on? Yeah. Like, don't get mad at them for asking questions. Yeah. Because now, you know what it seems like? Come on. They're trying to make it seem like we're weird for not being. Like, we're the weird ones. Yeah. Because I'm not into that. You're not into that. Yeah. What's wrong with you guys? Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy.
Nah, man. Again, I'm not with this new age shit. Yeah. There's two genders. Yeah. There's male, there's female. It's in the Bible. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's what it is. If you have something hanging down there. Yeah. You can't produce a baby. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You got the seed, champ. All right. But you're not about to give birth. Facts. Okay. That's not going to happen. All right. But facts. Again, to each his own. You do what you do.
Do your thing.
You're not a bad person. You're not whatever. I got no opinion on you, but just keep it out of everybody's face and stop trying to, project your bullshit on to our kids.
Yeah. That's my only thing. I'm a huge believer that everybody should do what works for them. Right. And when you have that mindset, it takes you out of these debates of like religion and politics. I can care less who you voting for. I can care less who your God is. I can care. Are you a good person? Do you treat people good with respect and love? Right. I don't give a damn what you do in your household. My only issue is when it's being overly promoted, especially to our children. Right. Shifting topics a little bit. But go ahead, please.
Because then there's this. The parents, so the kids don't come up with the idea themselves. The parents is trying to make their child.
Absolutely.
That's child abuse to me.
Absolutely.
Like,
speak on that.
I'm a kid and you're trying to, and there's a lot of these cases.
Absolutely.
You're going to be this.
Yep.
They ain't asked for this, and you just putting them in dresses. You just doing this without, they didn't say, Mommy, this is what I want to do.
You know what I want to tell you?
That's child abuse.
This is absolutely child abuse. And you know what I want to say too? This is important. I'm glad we're talking about this. So I work for the school district, right? I was working for a particular elementary school. I won't say what it is, which school it is, but I was working in what grade was he in? Kindergarten. Kindergarten. You know who I'm talking about. My first case that I got. Wild case. You know what I'm talking about? This was kindergarten. And in his classroom, there was a little boy who wears a tutu. I didn't realize it yet. I didn't realize it when I first started. It's like 20 kids in the class. I realized it one day when I was on the playground. And I get all the boys together and I'm like, yo, we're going to play superheroes. Everybody pick their superhero. And I'm going to each boy. What superhero you going to be? I'm going to be Captain America. Oh, what superhero you going to be? I'm going to be Batman. What superhero you going to be? I'm going to be Spider-Man. What superhero you going to be? You going to be Hulk. I'm going to be Hulk. And I get to this young boy and he's like, I'm going to be Elsa. And when he says that, I first time realizing what he actually has on. And he has tights and a tutu on. And come to find out, he has 2 dads. We all know what that means. There's no mom in the house. This young kid is adopted. Y'all done took this child from somebody else's lineage, and there's no way that's not brainwashing. There's 2 men in the house with the same mindset. Right. Now y'all creating another version of yourself, essentially, right? And I do think that is a form of child abuse. I do think that, and let me be clear, what I'm saying, I believe that putting anything on a child that they're not old, like sexualizing a child, specifically sexualizing a child. Right. If you are sexualizing a child and they are not of age 16, 17, to at least say, yo, I don't want to wear that at school. Right. This is just your clothes are laid out. Today you're wearing a tutu, you're wearing this. I am in kindergarten. I am learning ABCs and my colors and my numbers. Right. There is no way in hell that a child that young is saying, I want to wear a tutu to school without any parental influence at all. No influence. No one's ever shown him anything that remotely says that that's okay. I think not. I think he's seeing that in the household and that he's influenced by that in the household. We'll leave that right there because people need to digest what we've said thus far. Unselfish Behavior Podcast, that is scared of nothing. We talk about it all day long, but I do have a ton of things to get through with my dear brother. So what we're gonna do right now, man, let's just say I my next question that I have for you is gonna segue us into our next conversation. But real quick, I do have to pee real quick. So let's take a quick break. Yo, what's going on? It's your main man, King Q. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget, check out season 1 and season 2. All right. We're back with my dear brother, man. It's been a beautiful vibe. Just keeping it rolling real quick. My next question to you is simply this. We all have been able to, really see how you've raised your boys, right? And it's very admirable, right? Especially coming from me and telling you how much you remind me of my father. But I'm curious, and I think a lot of people are curious. Yeah. Would you have the same parenting style if you had a girl?
I want a girl, man. If it's in God's will, one day. But absolutely, I think she would have to go through the same regimens that they do. From my experience, man, a lot of times girls be more with it than the little boys.
Yeah.
But I would definitely feel like she'd probably be my little road dog. You know what I mean? And I would be on her just as tough. Because the reality is, daddy ain't always gonna be there. One day we gonna expire. We gonna leave this world. It's gonna be just you. So I gotta ensure that I give you all the necessary tools and capabilities, to be successful in life, be able to defend yourself, be able to, use wisdom and recognize shit. And also have common sense, which a lot of people in this generation, they got no common sense.
Facts. That's a topic for another day. I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
So absolutely. But I would like a little princess.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you do want more kids currently right now?
I would. I'm not opposed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got 3. Hey, if God want me to bang out 3 more, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Understood. Leads me to my next question, man. I think a lot of people are curious, specifically the ladies. What's your dating status right now? And do you have your eyes set on a specific queen right now? What's going on with James? What's going on with the Beast? Does the Beast have his eyes set on a beauty, or does he have a beauty?
All I can do was laugh at that joke. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a very picky individual.
Yes, sir, as you should be.
One, because I know what I stand on, and not only are you a representation of me, I have kids. Mm-hmm. So essentially, like, if I'm dealing with you, I mean, if it's gonna be serious, you're gonna essentially one day later down the line probably be a stepmom or so. You know what I mean? So you would take on that role of being a mother, and you gotta be a representation also to my kids. So, and I don't play with my kids. Mm-hmm. So, you know, with that being said, man, it would take a very special individual to fill that role. You know what I mean? And the way these joints looking loud nowadays.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey,
Understood.
I don't know if I need to go to the South or something or somewhere, because these joints over here out here in LA.
These LA joints ain't doing it, man. I understand. James, I completely understand. You know what? It's funny you say that, man, because I felt like that for a long time. It's funny because prior to the relationship I'm currently in, I would always think like, man, my wife is in the South. And the only reason I would think that is because my mom is from the South, and I saw how she was to my dad growing up. You know what I mean? And, you know, that loyalty, that coming home to home-cooked meals and understanding their role, keeping the house clean constantly. Like, I just think that we're in a different age right now when it comes to men and women. We spoke about this earlier when it comes to men in particular being more sensitive, more beta male type of agendas being promoted opposed to more masculine figures, right? But I also do think, and I believe, you know, I don't want to get too much in trouble with the ladies out there, because I don't fuck around with black women. They will come for your neck. You have to, you must understand this.
Hey, but black women, step it up though.
Yeah, talk to them. Step
it up.
Talk to them. Talk to them.
Like, step it up.
Yeah.
You know, there's been this little war going on.
Yeah.
I guess they say the little war between black men and black women, right?
Yeah, okay, talk about it.
But, I mean, shit. Yeah, we do love y'all, man. But you got to act right. Like, you know, hey, I'm going to tell you like this, man.
Talk to him, Jay. Talk to him.
Y'all might start some shit, bro.
Yeah. Jay is in the fucking building. You must know this.
Okay.
I love it.
I'm not going to go into detail.
No, go into detail, please.
I can't spare.
James, this is called unselfish behavior. You must give all the details, please.
I'm going to be vague, but just act right, okay? At the end of the day, black men, black women, okay? Shit was designed for us not to work out. And I'm talking about way back, okay? From them removing the black men from the household, right? Because they feared us. Mm-hmm. They feared us, black men. So we remove the black men from the household, we can control the black woman. Mm-hmm. Now you depend on me, whether it's welfare, food stamps, or, hey, come over here to the pink meat, okay? So, just to understand this, man. Like, we love y'all, but you gotta act right. It all comes down to act right. Like, we're not here to be combative. We're not here to control. We're here for a partnership, right? Ideally, you want a partnership. You want the motherfucker you can lean on, right? Your road dog, your confidant. You know what I'm saying? So, but what do we have nowadays? What's our representation of black women nowadays? Because it ain't nobody that I would want my daughter looking up to. I don't want my daughter walking around half naked talking about fuck a nigga, take his money.
Yeah.
So now see, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Now we're advertising prostitution.
Come on. Is that what we're doing, OnlyFans?
That's what we're doing.
OnlyFans, is that what we're doing?
We're advertising having to depend on a man. We're advertising having to sell myself for that. Anything's for sale now. It's what, and I'm not gonna say all black women because it's not. But as far as, let's say, the celebrity, a lot of celebrity musician black women, right? That's not something I want my daughter looking up to.
I agree.
You don't qualify to be with a man like me.
100%.
That's not something we doing over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So get your shit together, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Get your shit together. We're not here for that. Again, I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah,
man.
I understand.
I'm not.
I understand.
I'm not with the new shit.
Yeah.
Sit your ass down.
Yeah, and shut up.
Shut
the fuck up.
Put some like, come on, man. Leave something for the imagination, man.
Correct. You put it all out on the green?
You in a relationship for me, or you in a relationship with Instagram?
Correct.
What we doing?
Yeah.
There's no secrecy.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to the imagination.
No privacy at all. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
No, quality.
Yeah.
I need quality. It ain't about quantity.
What specifically do black men, because we're black men, we can't speak for no other race. I don't know what it feels like to be white. Thank God. You know, nothing against my white brothers. Nothing against my white brothers. You know, I do love you all, but I'm just saying, for black men specifically, what do we specifically want from our black women? What is it that we're asking for? What do we want from them that we're currently not getting specifically? Qualities, traits, characteristics, things of that nature.
I'm going to be honest, man, there's a few. I'm going to say the main one, and I think a lot of women nowadays have a problem with, and they get confused, is submissiveness. Too many women, and I don't know if it's because of the younger generation, they don't understand the concept of being submissive, because submissive is not about control. You know what I mean? Because if you my girl, right, my wife, my whatever, if you make it to any of those levels, there was some type of something we had between each other for me to say, yeah, that's my girl. Man. Right. You know what I'm saying? So me telling you to conduct yourself a certain way is because we're going to represent our relationship in a certain way.
There we go.
We're not going to walk around here looking like less than, right? We're greater than that. So the concept of submission, I think a lot of women got that shit confused, bro. It ain't about control. It ain't about being told what to do. You know, it's about you being your best, me being my best. We elevating together. Now, if we're not on one accord, ain't none of this shit gonna work out, period. If we're not like-minded, if we're not equally yoked, then what are we doing anyways?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? If you really want to get biblical,
come on.
I mean? As man, we were made in what? God's own image.
Yeah.
Right? So, we're here to lead. Now, some men got some growing to do. They still got some shit they probably ain't got together yet with their life, whatever. But us, black men, bro, we're leaders.
Yeah. And you think the problem is that black women specifically are not in a submissive state mentally to be led? Is that what you're saying?
Can I be honest with you? Nowadays, too many want to be niggas.
Yeah.
Too many women, but black women,
Yeah.
want to be niggas. Then
Should we paraphrase that to, and I'm just asking to check the temperature, should we paraphrase from saying women, because that's a broad generalization, to LA women? Because as we stated earlier, we may need to go to Texas. We may need to go to, where they at? Because it's like the LA-based women that we are experiencing on this dating market, they want to be niggas. They want to talk about bad bitch energy. They want to talk about not need a nigga. Them the ones that, is it a paraphrase that needs to happen in your opinion? Or is it generally all women for the most part?
I mean, we from LA.
Come on.
So we can say LA.
Yep.
I think it's a lot of women everywhere. Say major cities, right? But I will say, LA. And but here's the thing. A lot of motherfuckers in LA ain't from LA.
Come on.
We got so many transplants now. But the thing is, they come here to do what?
Yeah.
To make it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it.
Yeah.
I can't go back to wherever the fuck I'm from, somewhere in Missouri
Fucking
as a failure.
Yeah.
So, the opportunity that's presented, that's going to control my loyalty.
Right.
That's going to control my decision making, which is very unfortunate.
100.
You know what I mean? Everybody's so easily swayed now.
Yeah.
Like nobody's standing on nothing. Anything goes. Everything's for sale.
Yeah.
Like
no morals, no values.
No morals, no values.
Let me ask you a question. And I think this is a curiosity from a lot of people that's followed your journey, maybe for as long as I have, or maybe as recent as a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. What's the status specifically with the mother of your child? Because we see the boys.
Right.
We see the inspiration. We love the empowerment.
Right.
But we've never seen the mother of your child. With all due respect to the queen, whoever she is, you know. Right. But what's that? A specific question would be, what's her relationship like with you and the boys? How much is she involved with that?
Well, first off, nobody's gonna tell me what to do with my boys.
Come on,
that's number one. But yeah, of course they got a mom. Their mom's present, but you know, that's not somebody that I'm with. Mm-hmm. I think it's gotten better over time, you know, and it's just a situation where it wasn't going to work. Two individuals who were young at the time of getting together, you know what I mean? As you get older, you grow to be who you are or who you're meant to be, right? So it's if you grow apart, you grow together. Mm-hmm. And just one of those things where it just wasn't going to work. But, I mean, we're cool. I mean, as cool as can be, you know, but at the end of the day, my relationship with the boys is, you know, we got our own relationship. They got their own relationship. So, but yes, they do have a mother. So for all y'all, I've been seeing asking, where's that mother at?
Right.
Where's that mother? That mother where they supposed to be. Where she's supposed to be. Okay? Minding her damn business while I'm doing man shit with my son.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
But yeah, no, we all good.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was one of those questions I just feel like the people have been thinking about for a while.
Right.
So I had to ask. But real quick, I want to ask you this last question, and then we'll wrap it up, man, because I always want to leave my episodes and my interviews in a space to where they're digestible for the people, because we've really covered a lot of ground. And for us personally, you, my brother, I could talk to you for 7 hours, 8 hours, literally. Like, we have a lot of catching up to do. But for the people, I do want to ask one more question, if that's okay with my dear brother. What is your views on the term that really cringes me out? That term we talked about outside of this camera. That term is called toxic masculinity. What's your view on toxic masculinity? This term, what it represents, and how people try to use it as a tool to come after you. Because I've seen it. I've read your comments.
Oh, for sure. You know what? First of all, this is some shit that was made up in the last couple of years, because I ain't never heard of that in my life. However, if you think a man being a man who stands firm on his word, a man who, you know, stands on character, morals, and values, a man who ain't gonna take your bullshit, you know, if that's toxic, well, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to simply put, like, what are you talking about, toxic masculinity?
What is that? What does that mean?
See, people are so used nowadays to men being, like, they used to men wearing skirts, I guess.
Absolutely.
Like, so now anytime a man is like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Or take that off. You're not. That's too short. We're not going outside like that.
Absolutely.
Or whatever it may be. Just being an aggressive man, right? That's toxic. No, he's a man. He has testosterone in his balls. Like, that's a man. How is it toxic where I'm doing?
It's your nature.
What God put in my DNA.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. So, people who say toxic masculinity, I stay away from them.
Yeah.
Because something's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to be a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry for cursing.
No, please, it's unselfish. You can curse as much as you want.
Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to participate in your soft ass ways.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to pacify you.
Yeah.
Like, if me being an honest, straightforward motherfucker means I'm toxic, I guess I'm a toxic ass motherfucker.
Facts.
Okay? So, no. This made up word that they use to justify motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, No, because you want me to be soft. Because you want me soft and watered down. We're not doing that. I'm just going to be toxic then. Yeah. I'm going to be me. I'm going to stand on what I believe in, regardless of what everybody else is doing. If that makes me toxic, then I'm toxic. I'm going to raise my kids to be men. Yeah. Men of character, men of value, men of morals, men that'll whoop your motherfucking ass.
Understood.
And if that makes me toxic, then I'm toxic.
Then you're toxic.
Okay?
Yeah.
If me, being the leader in my relationship, if me, I'm going to be toxic. That's what it is. Yeah. I am for you.
Yeah.
I am for everybody.
Hello.
You better go catch you.
One of these beta males out here sitting around.
Right. Whatever you need, dear.
Yeah. No problem, honey. Happy wife, happy life.
Right. Yeah. First of all, I don't believe in that bullshit.
Me neither.
Happy wife, happy life.
Me and my woman just had this conversation the other day. I said I absolutely do not believe in that. I think that's a bunch of beta male type shit.
No,
yeah,
sir.
I wasn't raised like that. Yeah, we're not doing that. Whatever you say, honey. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, whatever you want. No, we're not doing that. But I think, man, I think it's a powerful thing for us as men to speak on this, because these are a lot of thoughts that we generally hold in to ourselves and we speak about with the boys. But it's important for people to hear this, specifically women, specifically black women.
Right.
I'm a huge advocate for making sure that we are bridging the gap between black men and black women relations, right? Because all day we can talk about what each person's not doing, right. But at some point we got to build a bridge to say, okay, well, this is what needs to be done. This is what we're willing to do. We're going to meet y'all halfway. Right. And this is what y'all need to be willing to do in order to meet us halfway. And then we come together and rebuild what was obviously broken. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which, as you eloquated earlier, which was the black home. Right. And so for me, man, it's important for us to have these conversations. But man, outside of that, bro, I want to ask you, regarding Elijah specifically, just because he's your oldest. Right. Two things, actually. If you can just shout out the boys' names, just so we can all, for the viewers out there, y'all can know which boys. I told you they have fan bases. Bro, you've built a band of badass, in the best ways, and I mean this, badass boys, like dope ass young niggas. Like we're really rooting for, like, bro, we're really rooting for these niggas. Like we're looking at young world champions and Super Bowl champions and NBA champions, and whatever they choose, they're going to be great at. But if you can just mention their names and what age group they are, or what age they are, and then I want to ask you a question about Elijah, and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, so oldest, Elijah. My middle, that's the killer, the silent assassin, James Jr., and then the baby beast, Amaziah. Yeah, absolutely dope names, by the way. All right now 16, 12, 10. Wow, powerful, dope names. Did you come up with all the names for your boys? I did. I feel like you did. They're all very. Ain't nobody naming my kids. They're all powerful. Daddy got it. They're all powerful. They're all powerful. But I do want to ask you about Elijah regarding, him being so young and getting, and this is brief because we're going to end right here. But he's getting scholarships already in middle school or entering high school. Just coming out of middle school. Just coming out of middle school, and he's getting scholarship offers and things like that. D1 offers, things like that. What's that process kind of been like for you as a dad? It's been dope. I mean, shit. It's the fruits of your labor, It's, as the saying goes, trust your process. Yes, sir. I mean, it's not always going to be fun. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be tiresome. It's going to be days where you feel like, man, giving up. But if you choose to stick to your path, continue to grind it out, through the good, through the bad, through the ugly, your reward is always going to come. And he got that as a freshman. You just left middle school as a freshman, already getting full ride offers. Leading the conference and rushing yards, being MVP and nominated for CIF Player of the Year and all this. That's because of the work you put in. Nowadays everybody want to be at the destination, but don't nobody want to be a part of the process. Come on, the process where you find yourself. Process where you build that character, the process where you build all the building blocks and the tools you need to get to where you're trying to go and sustain. So I think he's really been able to show that, because of course there's always naysayers. Oh, you're too hard on your kids, right? Let them just be kids. Let them, first of all, they're doing what the fuck they want to. Okay. Right. That's number one. Right. But
everything has a purpose. I mean, just because you don't understand it, just because you wasn't able to endure it or do it, doesn't mean it's not the right thing. You know.
Facts.
So, I mean, them scholarship offers that come in is just showing that the results of your work. You know what I mean? That's what that is.
That's powerful, bro. Man, it's been an honor, bro.
Absolutely.
It's been
always,
a true honor
always,
to catch
man.
up, bro.
Always.
You know, I learned so much from my brother, man. I really, really
Always.
do, bro.
Man.
I'm really inspired to be in your presence, bro. I truly am. You know, and a lot of my personal goals are centered around things you're currently doing. So I thank you for showing up. I thank you for always, bro, from day one, dog. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You've always treated me like your little brother, bro.
Yes.
Full support, top to bottom, bro. Everything I've done, you've always responded. You've always been present. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. I'm looking at you from afar. I'm seeing what you're doing with the boys. I'm inspired. You know what I'm saying? So, man, before you leave, got to look into that camera, my dear brother, and let the people know your unselfish message, man. And we out of here. Leave the people with a message from James the Beast Wilson.
You know who it is, your boy, James B. Wilson, man. We here on Unselfish Behavior Podcast. Listen, man, whatever it is that you want out of this life, it's obtainable. I mean, the determining factor is how hard you're willing to work to get it. And even more so than how hard you're willing to work to get it is how much you're willing to endure. Okay? It's your ableness and your willingness to persevere. Because the reality is life go life. You know what I'm saying? It's shit you're going to have to go through. There's going to be ups, downs. There's going to be highs. There's going to be lows. But continue on your path, man. What's in you, whatever it is on your heart, on your mind, that it is that you want to pursue or get out of life, is in you for a reason. So keep fucking going. Beast mode or no mode.
Beast mode or no motherfucking mode, man. With that being said,
Absolutely.
my dear brother.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, this has been a great honor, man. With that being said, it's your main man, King Q.
Yes, sir.
It's James the Beast Wilson. It's the #1 podcast on planet Earth, Unselfish Behavior Podcast. With that being said, till next time, y'all.
Yep.
We out.
Sauce me up, whoa, sauce me up.